right, what's up, everyone? Today we are speaking with Flips and GigaChad, the founders of the upcoming Utopia NFT Marketplace, launching soon on Arbitrum. Very excited to have you guys on to talk about the upcoming launch and what the team is building over there. So thank you guys so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks very much for having us.
Pleasure
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, we love when we can get the opportunity to sit down and speak with other members of the community, especially the ones that are building out in the bear market. We started our channel in the bear market, so we know that this is very challenging to do as far as getting the motivation and kind of jumping through these financial hoops. But you guys are here, you guys are pushing forward, and we absolutely love seeing that. The objective of today's show, this interview, is to not only shed some light on Utopia, but to also introduce you guys to some of the newer members that may not know who you guys are, or the people that do know who you are and don't realize it's you guys behind the project. So what we're going to do is just do a brief introduction, then we're going to jump into the main topic, learn as much as possible about the Utopia Marketplace, and hopefully answer some questions that the audience may have. So yeah, let's get into it, man. So real quick, Flips, we're going to start with you, man. We've been following you for a while. You've done incredible threads and been a very active member in Arbitrum, in the Arbitrum community. Just curious, man, what was it that kind of sparked your attention and got you into crypto in the first place?
First of all, appreciate the love on the threads, bro. I'm glad they're liked as much as I enjoy writing them. So for me, I first joined crypto in 2017 and bought the absolute pico top of the market and ran away scared once my money was down 50%. And then when COVID came around and we're all trapped inside, I saw people talking about it on crypto again, and I just thought, let's give it another go. It can't go as bad as last time, surely. And then the market went well until it didn't. I thought I was a genius for months and months because it just kept on going up and up, and then ended up not making really as much as I should have done in that period, but still came away quite nicely. And then when the bear hit, I kind of pivoted away from simply being a degen and started writing threads and trying to drop more alpha on the timeline, and it's slowly grown this account up, and I've really enjoyed doing that side of things. And then me and Giga came across each other. We've been good friends now for a good few months, and we just decided it was time to start building something. Bottom of the bear is the time to be building. It might not be the very bottom now, but it's got to be relatively close, and that's the good time to be building in this market when everyone's a bit dry and everyone's a bit fed up of it. That's when you sort of have maximum impact when the bull market comes back.
I think we're definitely there. Very dry.
Please.
Cool deal, man. Thank you for sharing. Right, please. Thank you for sharing that, man. GigaChad, I recently learned something pretty interesting about you, but I know you did some day trading, and I know you used to be a professional sports player. So that was pretty cool, man, when I found that out. You never know who you're talking to, man, and I think that's the beauty of crypto, man, and NFTs, and you meet so many cool people. But what was it that kind of brought you into crypto? Like, I know you did the day trading, and then what was it that got you into crypto? Was it the volatility? Fill us in on that, please.
Definitely the volatility. I think, as everyone knows, the crypto market is the most volatile market on the planet. You can make a lot of money real quick, or you can lose a lot of money real quick. I mean, for me in particular, I finished up on the pro circuit playing as on the ATP circuit as a tennis player, and I from then I transitioned into day trading, penny stocks and things like that, and I saw this stock called Riot. And Riot went from $2 to $40 in like a couple of weeks because they changed their name to Riot Blockchain. So that was like the moment for me. I'd heard of Bitcoin before. People told me it was a scam, don't get involved. And I kind of took their word for it. And it wasn't until I started to see there were several companies in 2017 all changing their name to blockchain, or at least throwing blockchain into their name. And that was... Right. That for me was, okay, well, what's Bitcoin, what's blockchain? And that was kind of the entry point. And I think it's everyone's entry point. Once you kind of study Bitcoin and you work out how this all works, there's a rabbit hole there, and you either decide to take a trip down the rabbit hole or you don't. And then unfortunately, well, not always unfortunately, but once you go down that rabbit hole, you very rarely leave. It's just the nature of the beast. It's just crypto just grabs you. It grabbed me back in 2017, and I just never left pretty much. I'm coming into my third cycle now, and like Flip said, after being through so many cycles, you learn when is the best time to launch something, and you always want to be building, especially something like Utopia, which is grassroots, fundamental, marketplace. This is the best. There is no better time to launch. You want to be launching when everyone's sour, it's dry, volume's not there right now, but from a structural standpoint, that's when you want to be building something.
Right. Cool deal, man. Love to hear it, dude. So we're going to shift gears a little bit and focus on Utopia. I want to start off with the concept. Flips, if you could, man, what is the basic concept behind Utopia's marketplace? What sets it apart from existing platforms like OpenSea or Blur or even Treasure on Arbitrum?
So as we're trying to be an Arbitrum specific NFT marketplace, so first of all, one of our big features is going to be the using ARB as a native token. So buy and sell in ARB. I think given that we're all ARB maxis here, we know there's a lot of people, including myself, that are sitting on bags of Arbitrum with nothing to do. At the moment, it's simply a governance token, and I think that there's a lot more we can be doing with it. We've got one of the best blockchains to play with, and really, we've got the token there as well. So I think it's silly that a lot of other teams aren't trying to drive utility to the token. So first of all, we're trying to do that. And secondly, you've seen all the drama with OpenSea around creators' fees and things like that. We strongly believe and firmly believe that you need to reward these creators to incentivize them to stick around. Without these creators, there is no NFT market. There is no NFT communities. Right. So first, we like to reward those guys because, like I say, without them, there is no market. And then beyond that, we're sort of doing platform fees beyond just the creators. We want traders, we want the stakers of our NFTs and our tokens to also be able to sort of reap the rewards of the platform fees that can be generated. OpenSea, if you look back historically during the bull market, they were doing 400 million monthly and keeping all of that for themselves. If you split that around the community, everybody wins in the end, and that's how you sort of foster a real community. So for us, the community side is one of our big focal points, is trying to really drive the community back into NFTs, because at the moment it feels like the community side has been almost stripped away.
Yeah. Definitely understand that, man. I feel like you were saying, OpenSea kind of came out in that bull and was just basically like in the right place at the right time. Giga, real quick, man, what inspired you guys to create Utopia? Like, what are some of the problems that you feel Utopia will help resolve? Is it the fee structure? Is it, incentivizing creators more than collectors, or is it the collectors more than what problem does Utopia help solve?
Well, I think first, I'll go on the record now. I think there's been some decisions made by OpenSea. OpenSea's a monopoly. Whether people want to believe it or not, the reality is they're the biggest. They're the biggest shark in the ocean right now. They can do whatever they want. They've made some decisions against the creators, the community in general, artists. Kind of stripping royalties away. Utopia will not have that issue. Royalties. We're trying to drive innovation and trying to bring artists to the platform. The moment that you strip royalties from communities or artists, you're going to lose them. Like this, it's inevitable. So the whole idea around Utopia was bringing back this community-based marketplace where everyone finds a home, whether that's Arbitrum, even though we're Arbitrum-centric, with fee distributions, and there'll be a token as well, which you're going to get dividends from the tax on those tokens, or traded on those tokens. So it's more so, we want to be there for the community. We're driving innovation, and that's something that's been lost over the last 2 years. There's been so much money made from these centralized institutions that I think we've almost got to a point where everyone just had enough. So we're kind of coming in now. There's already been several other platforms go down, where there's, I won't mention any names, but I do feel like we're coming into the market at the right time. At the moment, look what's running on chain. There's already this revenue share meta that's going crazy right now. That was not intentional. It's just good timing from us, I think. And I also think that's where the market's headed. I don't think this revenue share meta is going anywhere. I think it's probably going to stay, and I can see it staying around probably for forever. I think as a user of a platform or as a token holder, I think you're entitled to some of that, at least portions or percentages of what the platform or that project is delivering.
You know what? You know what? Flips that's talking about the Arbitrum thing real quick. You guys are pretty much the first ones that I've seen that are actually trying to do what you said, integrate Arbitrum tokens as more of. I mean, Arbitrum as a governance token is a beautiful thing. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you could hold Arbitrum just for the governance, and in a way, you're shaping the future of Ethereum itself. People don't realize this. This is why I'm so bullish about Arbitrum. I am bullish. I had to, of course, make some sales of my Arbitrum, unfortunately, because of in real life stuff. But I'm rebuying my Arbitrum back slowly. So here's the thing. Arbitrum is going to shape the future of Ethereum. It's just the way it is. It's the best L2 out there. I'm passionate about it. Wes is passionate about it. We all know this. But you guys are doing something that you don't see a lot of. You don't see anyone actually saying, okay, let's buy and sell in Arbitrum. Like, yeah, it's great for the governance, and it's good for that. But to actually take it and make an NFT marketplace where you're buying and selling and using Arbitrum to do that, how does this? I'm just curious about the fee structure a little bit more. Flips, if you could just break it down a little bit for me. You're integrating the Arbitrum token, but so you kind of own the Utopia NFT and you can stake it, and your rewards are paid in Arbitrum. Is that kind of how it goes?
That's exactly correct. Yeah. So again, a bit different to how a lot of these other NFT marketplaces have tried to do similar things. They reward you in their native token, and a lot of the time there's no real incentive to hold these native tokens beyond you're farming them and you're getting them and you're dumping them, whereas we want to reward people in blue chip arb. At the end of the day, I think people want to stack blue chip tokens, so if you can reward them just for simply staking an NFT or trading on the platform and then staking some tokens and receiving blue chip arb back, it's sort of a no-brainer in this current climate, really.
I'll just jump in there. I just want to jump in there real quick also, just from a trading perspective. I've had some pushback from one person in particular, where his argument was no one wants to trade NFTs in ARB. They only want to stack ETH. And my response to that was, Ethereum's already been through several cycles already. It's sitting at $1,600.
Right.
Maybe we get a 3x, 4x out of Ethereum. I know there's people calling for 10K Ethereum in the next cycle. We're giving you an opportunity to stack ARB. The revenue shares in Arbitrum is in ARB, right? And Arbitrum, as of right now, is sitting at 90 cents. It's not been through a bull cycle yet. So, Ethereum might do a 3 or 4x. What do you think Arbitrum's going to do in the next cycle? So for me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer trying to stack the best L2 in the game right now that hasn't even seen a bull cycle yet. It is going to outperform Ethereum by a lot.
Oh, I agree with that. I got one more question, then I'm going to head it back over to Wes. As far as user friendliness, because one of my biggest things, if you look at my Twitter feed, is one I say is user friendliness is the most important thing to me. And I do that because that's an investing strategy for me, because the way I look at it is, if I can't understand how to use something, right? And I've been in crypto 3 years. If I don't know how to get onto your blockchain and use it and buy an NFT or make a swap, I'm not going to invest in that company. Or put it this way, if I have a bad experience doing it, or if one little thing triggers me off, I'm not going to be a customer, which is why, again, I'm an Arb Maxi. I've used Polygon, and I didn't like the experience. I've tried to use Optimism. I don't like the experience. I tried to use Polkadot. I did not like the experience. I sold all my bags the next day after I tried to use them. If I say, okay, if I can't use this and I don't like it, I'm not going to be an investor in it. That's my personal strategy. I'm not knocking those projects. They're good projects, and they do work. They were just too complex for me to use. So I said, all right, you know what? The minute I used the bridge on Arbitrum, that was it. No turning back. There was nothing else. That was it. So we're all in agreement as why use Arbitrum, why build on Arbitrum. But my question is, for someone like me who's got a little bit of experience in Web3, a little bit of computer knowledge, but not a coder, me and Wes are talking about doing an NFT project, okay? The Crypto Remora, we have plans, we have some sketches, we have some raw ideas. We haven't really talked too much about it, but for someone like with our limited experience, how easy start to finish, if we want to put out, let's say, 2,000 NFTs, how easy is it for us on Utopia, in your opinion, for a noob to come in and just say, all right, I want to do PFP pictures, and then, you know, I'm a musician too. What if I want to do a couple music NFTs? Like, do you guys do music? Is two-part question. Do you do music NFTs is the first question. The second question is, how easy is it going to be also for me and Wes if we say, all right, we found Utopia, this is our spot. From start to finish, how hard is that process to get a PFP collection out to our fans and to the people of Web3?
So on that side, we are going to have a launch pad for projects like yourself to go through. We would vet the teams, etc., etc. But in terms of the PFP side, I'll touch on that first because the music side's a little bit more complicated. But if you're trying to just launch a PFP project, it will be as simple as A to B. There's going to be a slot on the marketplace when you go there, when we do launch the launch pad, and you will just go on there and all the code will essentially be there. You just need to essentially upload the images and set the price, set how many whitelists you're going to want and things like that. But really, it's going to be a no-code launch from your guys' standpoint, which again, for us, we know crypto can be complicated at times, so you do need to keep these things as simple as possible. So if you are trying to launch a project via our launchpad, it will be, if you've never done one before, as long as we want you to launch through the launchpad and we vetted you and we think you're going to be good for Utopia and good for the Arbitrum community, it will be a really simple, streamlined process for you to do that. On the music side, I personally don't actually know if there's a different functionality for it being a music NFT to a standard NFT. So I don't think I can actually answer that question without guesswork. But I would assume if there's no real differences from a code standpoint, then again, it will be just as simple as a PFP project.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm confused about the music side a little bit, so that's why I was asking, because I've tried to run a node from my personal IPFS thing, and again, you're starting to get over my head, man. It's starting to get too much like coding. So, but it sounds like you guys have a awesome, one-stop shop to do the PFP collection if someone's into it. So this is me and Wes are gonna have to chat a little bit off camera here, have a little talk about the Remora NFT collection coming up. But yeah, go ahead. I'm going to turn it over.
Let's make it
happen,
boys.
You got a home, boys. You got a home.
There we go. All right, Wes, I know you got a couple more questions for him.
Yeah, just to kind of summarize what we were just talking about, the user friendliness side is definitely essential, especially for creators to come on. You guys said y'all are doing a launch pad. That's awesome, dude. That's great news to hear. I think you guys are positioning yourselves very well to be successful on Arbitrum as an NFT marketplace, which is really cool, man. So, and then the whole fee structure thing, I just want to touch on you guys paying out in Arbitrum. Like, there are people that had to capitulate their Arbitrum, unfortunately, And I do agree, man. It's gonna be it's gonna do very well in the bull market. So giving Arbitrum and rewards is to the people that are actually using the chain, that are actually using the marketplace. I think that's genius. I think that's a very smart move, man. But let's get into the community side, man. I know that, you know, communities, they play an important role in NFT projects, as we all know. You guys have a ton of support from the Arbitrum community, but are there plans, future plans, to integrate any other chains? Are you guys going to strictly aim for Arbitrum 1? Are you going to bring Nova in? Any other chains?
I could see a potential move to Nova just because it's still Arbitrum native. But for us, we don't want to be one of those marketplaces or one of those projects that's hopping from chain to chain trying to chase that volume. We actually want to be the complete opposite, where we want these projects to be coming and moving chain to come to us because they like what we're building. They can see that there's going to be fees that are going to be coming to them that's going to be beneficial. So for us, yeah, initially we were thinking multi-chain, but we've kind of settled down on the viewpoint that we're Arbitrum maxis. Why would we be looking to port elsewhere? Let's bring these guys to Arb. If you can get some of these bigger guys over to Arb, it's both good for our marketplace, but it's going to be good for sort of the OG projects as well, to be getting in front of a whole new wave of community members that are specifically on other chains, especially Sol guys and ETH guys. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
And we want them coming to Utopia. We want to be the one-stop shop, but we want to be on Arb.
Yeah, I think that's the most important. Man. We want to be giving a product that as of right now doesn't exist, that people or struggling communities or projects from other chains see what we're doing on Utopia and want to take part in that share of fees. And I know on the Arb side, I know there's been, you know, some pushback on, well, you know, why Arb? Other than just the token, everything's on ETH. Like all the bigger projects are on ETH. Well, yeah, you know, I think that's only going to be for a certain period of time. You know, once the bull run rolls back around, fees go up by a lot. You know, we also know that there's several big ETH projects looking to come over to Arb. Can't mention any names, but if you're paying attention on CT, you're going to know who they are. So it's only a matter of time before you have some blue chip ETH NFT projects on Arb. It's coming. Arbitrum, and I mean, it's already started. Kaju Kings is one. Kaju Kings have already, I mean, they just did their min on Arb as well. So there's definitely an opportunity here. Arb's going nowhere. Arb is only going to get stronger. It's only a matter of time before people kind of discover what Arb can bring you as a project or a build or a dev, you know, a community. It's got everything. If you're an ETH native, Arbitrum has everything that you need. It's cheaper, it's faster. Yep. It's only a matter of time before you start having larger projects bridging over.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Arb is definitely the way to go, man. Yeah. So real quick, I want to touch on something else that's kind of a general question, but as we all know, you know, regulation has it's evolving in the NFT space. Not much has happened here, but really in crypto. But when they do come into play, how are you guys preparing to address potential regulatory challenges? Do you guys feel like it's way too early to even think about this? Are you guys kind of planning ahead, or is it just kind of like nobody knows what's really going to happen, so we'll kind of get to that whenever we get to it, kind of deal?
It's sort of a bit of all of those, to be honest. We do feel, especially on the NFT side, it's probably quite far away. But it's why we're being quite specific with calling it platform fee sharing and not revenue generating and things like that. A lot of what they look at is it comes down to language rather than the actual concept or the utility side. So we are being quite specific on that front by calling it one thing rather than another thing, because right now that's sort of where issues are arising. So, but yeah, for us, for me, it feels like it's quite a way away still. Yeah. I don't think even on the actual token front, they really know how to regulate or what they're doing. So it's going to be very much a take it as it comes on that front for me. I don't know if you have a different
No,
view.
I have a similar view, but I also think it's about the team you have around you. And there's going to be a relatively large announcement coming out this week. A very special advisor is coming on board with Utopia. Everyone knows who he is. Let's just say he's a very, very big name in the Arbitrum space. And I say that because it's guys like him that you want on your team making decisions like that and avoiding destructive events when, you know, SEC or governments get involved, and you need to be able to pivot quickly to keep yourself afloat. It's definitely, you want the right guys around you, and that's exactly what we're building.
Got you, man. What can we expect from Utopia in the coming months, years? Any upcoming partnerships, expansions you'd like to share, special features? We know we got the launch pad. You got the advisor coming on. I think I have an idea of who it could be, but I don't know for sure. But anything else you'd like to share as far as that goes, man?
Yeah, so one of the big things for us, especially in terms of partnerships, is going to be bringing these bigger guys over from other chains. I think there's nobody set in stone yet, but there's, like Giga says, there's guys that are coming, and the conversations we've had, that they could definitely find a home on Utopia. And I think when these guys start coming over and they're joining Utopia, sort of the rest will follow. So that's going to be one of the big things for us. Again, you mentioned the launch pad, but I think the next wave for NFTs is going to be coming from new projects. You see it with like altcoins. It's always the next wave and the next ball that do the best. It's not the old ones. Some of the old ones will still do well. So I think with some of the guys we're hoping to bring through via the launch pad, there's going to be some really cool stuff there that you're going to see over the next few months to a year to 2 years. We want to be here for a long time as well as a good time. So following Utopia is going to be good for everybody over the next couple of years.
And I think too, I'll add really quick, the way we're structuring everything, we're going to have a DAO treasury as well. I mean, which I haven't really seen from Marketplace. So if there's something that the community feels like that either we haven't done correctly or that we can improve on, each NFT that you have is going to be one vote. It's going to be one governance vote towards a DAO. So again, you know, Utopia is going to be based around the community, and you know, the community is going to have a say in where we go, what we do, and how we do it. And that's, for me personally, that's something that's a feature that is really important. The people, the little guy, need to have a say in what we do.
I agree. Siri, is there anything you'd like to add before we try to wrap this up?
No, I just want to say, you know, thank you guys again so much for coming on the show and being, you know, coming over to the Remora. I think that's awesome for us. This has been one of the coolest things to be a part of, just watching an NFT marketplace getting built from the ground up on Arbitrum, with cool cats like yourselves. And, you know, thank you very much for coming on. And I hope all our viewers are paying attention to this, because I think this is something monumental. I mean, these guys are going after OpenSea. Like, we're coming at you, bro. We're coming at you. So this is not a small goal level, at all. This is a huge deal, and I'm just glad to be a part of it and watch it, and I can't wait to stake some NFTs on Utopia, because I need to get some of my Arbitrum back. I need to get some of my Arb back. Right. So yeah, man. I just want to say thank you guys for what you're doing. It's almost like you're reading the Arbitrum community's mind. It's like, what can we do with this Arb? We love NFTs. What are we going to do? We want to make more Arb. This is perfect. This is like, I think it's needed on the chain. I think it's wanted. I think there's a demand for it. And I'm bullish. I'm liking what I'm hearing so far. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks very much, guys. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nice having the vision it's nice having the vision being seen by people, and it's not just seen and loved by us. It's what it's all about, building something that's gonna tick all the boxes for the community at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure, man. All right, well, I think that's going to do it for today's show, guys. Be on the lookout for Utopia to launch. We're going to keep everybody updated and in the loop. Flips, Giga Chad, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We appreciate the hell out of both of you. We respect what you guys are doing and very excited for Utopia. To our viewers, make sure you are following both of these guys. We're going to drop their links down in the description below. Also, make sure you're following us, obviously, at the Crypto Remora, Sierra at Sierra Crypto, and myself at Crypto MacGyver. Much love to you guys. Much love to the Arbinauts. Till next time, peace out.